Hey everybody, welcome back to the 30 Minutes of Fame episode. I'm excited about today's episode. We've got a Jesse from Saskatchewan who's been a hypnotist over 2 decades. Um, TV, radio, does corporate events. Just some hilarious hypnotic videos I've been watching on YouTube, and someone that's been hypnotized by the great Terry Stokes at the Calgary Stampede. I'm looking forward to this one. So welcome to my little show.
Well, thank you, Dave. It's wonderful to be here. I don't know what to say. I am honored.
Beautiful. So I gotta ask, I mean, I had a lot of musicians on here, comedians. How does one decide they want to be a hypnotist, and how did that start?
Just like every other entertainer, childhood trauma. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I used to work for a company in Big Sky Farms way back in the day. I pump pig shit into fields. Sorry for swearing. Am I allowed to
Oh,
swear,
this
Dave?
is anything goes
Okay.
on here.
Uh, so I used to pump pig manure into fields, which is used for fertilizer. Many people don't know this. If you live in the city, you might not know that that's how a lot of places fertilize fields. And I had a crew of 21 guys under me. We were working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all summer long. And let's just say we weren't paying them very well, or myself very well at the time. And I was super stressed. So I got hypnotized in high school, and I remembered how it felt. I picked up a book to learn how to de-stress myself, how to hypnotize myself. It worked. And then I picked up another book that was $37 and I learned how to do stage hypnosis. Then I went to a bar and I tried to say, "Hey, I'm Jesse Lewis, comedy hypnotist. Can I book a show in your bar? We'll do a door split." And 29 bars said no to me. 29. Think about that. Most people can't get told no once. They, ooh, no accountability. But 29 bars said no. And then finally, Bullier, Saskatchewan, a 30-seat bar said yes. And we packed that baby full for $5 a head. And I made 150 bucks on my first show. And that was 20 years ago. And I haven't stopped since then. Within 6 months of that, I quit my job and I was making full-time income.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So yes, childhood, not necessarily childhood trauma, but workplace abuse from an employer.
Hmm.
How's that work?
Uh, That sounds like it could be a whole episode by itself there.
Oh,
But
absolutely.
what's the weirdest thing that you've ever made someone do while they're hypnotized on stage?
Well, my show's a little bit different. I like to say it's clean and corporate friendly, of course, but I like to say it's like having hallucinations. So almost on every show that I have a bunch of male volunteers, I'll get them to give birth to a unicorn. Not a human, because apparently that's not good because it's blue or whatever. As long as it's a unicorn and it's fake, of course it's fine. But I have people give birth to unicorns. One of the weirdest things I've ever had happen was during a show out in the Paw, Manitoba. I was at, I think it was a Lions Club or a Legion Club out there, and I hypnotized a guy. And at the end of my show, I do this thing called Dreams Coming True, where I get people to be really proud of themselves and feel good about themselves and just have a lot of confidence, and they get a message from their own subconscious mind. And he told me after the show, he started crying while I was doing this. And he told me after the show, "Jesse, the message didn't come from my subconscious. I could feel my mom standing beside me and
Uh,
she gave me a message." And now, whether that's real or not, I have no idea. But the amount of healing that he experienced in that moment from being able to talk to his mom one last time, that's amazing and empowering. So, yeah.
Now I know, like I've had a few wrestlers on my show, and their biggest pet peeve was someone comes up and say, "Hey, that's so fake." For you, is that what's that like if someone comes up after a show and say, "Hey, that was just a pile of crap,"
So,
or
so here's the thing. I've been doing this for 20 years. I'm very, very well educated. And if somebody comes up and says it's fake, good. I would like them to spend 20 years doing what I do and then still tell me it's fake.
mm,
Do the research, do the understanding, understand the science behind it, and then you can actually talk to me. Until then, I'm sorry. I'm the expert in the room. And you're not going to argue with the judge. And guess what? I'm the judge at the time. And also, in entertainment, I really want the viewers to think about this. Does it even matter? As
hmm,
long as they are following suggestions, as long as they are entertaining people, who cares?
yeah,
Who cares about the hypnosis? Just because something is labeled one way doesn't mean that that's what's actually happening. It's a weird way to think about it, but I'm all about entertainment value and not necessarily the hypnosis.
Last week we went to me and my lady and my daughter. We went to see Jordan Mind Mender, who's a magician who was on Canada's Got Talent. We went to a show and he called us up on stage, me and my girlfriend, and we were 10 feet apart. And he made us close our eyes, and he's like, if you felt something touch you, point to where you were touched. And I felt something whack my nose twice and then poke me in the back rib.
Hmm.
And then when I went back to my seat, my daughter was like, he was nowhere near you. And, I'm sure there's an explanation for it, but I just went with it. I'm like, I felt something touch me. I don't care. It's just so many people in the audience were trying to like analyze stuff and figure out this and figure. Just enjoy that for 2 hours straight. Nobody was looking at their cell phones. Everyone escaped and we had a good time. That's all that matters.
You know, the thing about discovering how it's done is it takes the magic away from it.
Hmm.
So why would you ever? Do you want to be told Santa doesn't exist again? How did you feel when you were 8 years old and you found out? Like your world is crushed. So why do you want to continue to hurt yourself? Just let the magic happen. You talk about wrestlers, well, kayfabe, right? Same thing. They're doing a show, and yeah, we all know the truth of it, but who cares? Do you go to the ballet and say, "Oh, it's a fake dance"? No, you see the skill that these people have put into it, the 20 years of learning how to do these routines. So just let people enjoy instead of, "Oh, it's fake." Well, sorry to tell you, but a lot of people's jobs are fake and they shouldn't even exist. So yeah, we won't get into that. But yeah, nobody comes to your job and tells you you're fake. So why are you telling somebody else you're fake? It's
Yeah.
none of your business to rain on somebody else's parade. Too many Karens out there.
Oh, it's brutal. And even doing the show, everyone's an expert. And I get some trolls and I just laugh and move on. And they used to affect me so bad I'd have anxiety and PTSD for weeks. I couldn't
Yeah.
sleep. And now it's just, you know what? My wife and my daughter are my noise canceling headphones to that. And that's what
The, the,
matters.
the one that gets me is a lot of the haters that I get because I'm doing hypnosis and it's evil, right? The ones I get are like severe evangelical Christians and they can't see the other aspect of it. Uh, and sorry if you're evangelical or Christian, but the basis of hypnosis is following directions. And if you're sitting in church and the priest is telling you, okay, stand up, everybody, let's sing. Okay, sit down, everybody. Now we're going to hear what God's words are. Okay, stand up again, sit down, stand up, sit down, stand up, sit down. And the whole atmosphere is meant to be group compliance. Well, guess what? That's all hypnosis is. So you can see it in different aspects as well. You watch political stuff and people are doing all the actions that the politicians are telling you. It's hypnosis. That's what it is.
Hmm.
So church, hypnosis, any organized religion, it's all the same. And it's just getting a person in the mindset to follow directions. That's really all it is.
Well, it's like being at a sporting event too and just doing all the
Yep.
chants or the goal songs. You get up and do the wave. You don't even think
Yep.
about that stuff.
It's crowd reaction, social compliance, and peer pressure. That's what all of them are based on.
When I was hypnotized, I remember bits and pieces of it. Like I felt awake and like I could hear the guy talking to me. But one of the things he did to me was he said when he snapped my fingers, I couldn't remember my name and I couldn't read. So I get at my wallet, I'm staring at my ID, and I just like brain froze. And then he puts me back under because I start looking through all my IDs and stuff and everything in my wallet, and he puts me back to sleep. And he's like, when you wake up, every girl in the front row that's over 18 is going to be naked on your ID pictures. And I don't really remember seeing that, but in my head it did. And yeah, a lot of people came up to me after and like, was that all real? I'm like, man, I don't really remember much. I can remember hearing things. I remember laughing at the other people doing stuff because when I was right awake, you could see everything else was going on. But that was crazy. But one thing he said to me at the end, he said to everybody that when you wake up, you're going to have the best day you've had in years. You're going to be in the best mood for the rest of the day. And this was at a time when I was going through a pretty dark PTSD kind of stuff. I was half in the bag, but man, I ended up on Family Feud Live. I won like we won the final thing was like 250 Stampede bucks, which was enough for like a bottle of Coke and a slice of pizza. But it was unreal. I
Well,
can still remember that
well,
was like 15, 16 years ago.
$35 slices of pizza.
Yeah. With God knows
Um,
what on them. But speaking of pizza, have you ever asked anyone ever asked you like, can you hypnotize me to like pineapple on pizza or something weird like that? What's the strangest thing someone's ever asked you to?
so I get asked all the time, well, can you hypnotize my wife to like me? And the answer to that is don't be a douche and your wife will like you.
Yeah.
But 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 she liked you originally, so she'll like you again if you're not a wiener. But no, the weirdest ones are usually like, can you help me to forget this person during for a breakup? And the truth is, we all got to go through that. You got to go through the emotions. Forgetting it is just hello, Kate. Sorry.
That's okay.
The kids are gone, but the adult is still around. Jesus. Anyway, no. The weirdest thing really is uh, people usually ask for. It's not weird. The people have problems, and the thing is that almost anything that we want to accomplish in our lives, we just have to give ourselves permission to actually do it, and then follow the path for that thing. Um, I guess the weirdest one that I've been asked to do would be the sexual stuff, but I really don't want to get into the that type of thing because that's not what I do.
Mm,
But uh, things like erectile dysfunction, it's super common that it's actually in people's heads, um, or even ladies who can't have orgasms. That's one thing you can do with hypnosis is give people an instant orgasm and create a trigger. It's called an anchor, and it's doable. Um, yeah, peanut gallery can go away now. But yes, as long as a person can be hypnotized, and there's depth levels to hypnosis, there's frameworks. There's a whole bunch of different ones. Some people say there's 7 levels to hypnosis. Some people say there's 4. For me personally, on stage, there's only one level, and that's whether they're following directions or not. Past that, I don't care. But yeah, there's been all that stuff. The orgasm ones I don't really participate in because I'm a 40-year-old male and I don't need to get charged with weird things. So
mm.
so yeah, that type of thing.
So the shows I've been to, they usually start with about 50 people on stage, and only about 10 actually are able to
Yep.
be successful. What like what's happening there? Is it too much on their minds or just too skeptical?
So it's both those things. To be hypnotized, a person has to want to be hypnotized and they have to not be afraid. Those are the two real frameworks to get people into hypnosis. The third thing is they have to trust the hypnotist enough to actually allow it to happen. Um, Other than that, so most of my shows are smaller shows. I do a lot of corporate shows with 30, 40 people, and I'll only bring 10 up on stage and I'll keep 6. So in that setting, it's a lot different. Fairs and festivals, yeah, you bring up, I did the Vermilion Fair 15 years ago, and I brought up 40 people and I kept 20 of them. School shows are different as well. When you're doing a high school show, the last school show I did, I brought up 25 people and I kept 24. And the only reason I got rid of the one is because it's good to get rid of a sacrificial lamb and say, person I'm touching now, you're going to go back in the audience. It's just not your day. And that sends a signal to everybody else that if they don't follow directions, then they're not going to be up there. And at a high school, it's very peer pressure. But the reason that it happens is just people are afraid. It could also be the hypnotist skill, and it also could be stage management. If you've got 50 people up there, it is impossible to know what everybody is doing. So if you wean it down to 10 or 15 people, you can see what everybody's doing and not have to worry. Uh, if any more than 15 people on stage, you really should be looking at having an assistant there where they are making sure everybody is okay just for safety's sake. If somebody stands up, the person gets them to sit back down for just for safety because 50 people on stage. I don't know if you watched the thing in the States where the stage fell down when there was dancers at the whole
Yeah, yeah, I saw that.
250 thing. That scares the living potatoes out of every single entertainer. And 50 people on stage can cause that type of thing to happen if something's not screwed in properly. So yeah, it's just compliance. And if you're only getting 10 people out of 50, it probably is that he chose the absolute best subjects that were doing what he wanted them to do and just got rid of everybody else. Yeah.
That's unreal.
Did I actually answer the question or did I
Yeah,
get
yeah, you sure did. That was perfect.
a lot goes into this. It's a lot more than people think, right? Uh, I don't know what you do normally, but have you ever been on stage? Do you actually perform ever or anything like that?
I've done a lot of karaoke on stage. I just recently played guitar and sang a song for the first time at a couple of church services. So yeah, I guess
Nice.
I've been on
So
little tiny stages.
so it's the same thing though. If you had 15 other people on that stage and think of the thoughts that are going through your mind during karaoke. Well, you've got 15 other people all having those same thoughts or different thoughts doing different things. So the hypnotist has to really manage that energy. And yeah, sometimes you have to not have so many people up there. Yeah.
You know, it's interesting. You mentioned the orgasm thing. I remember when I went to Terry Stokes' adult show at the Stampede, the one, not the family one. And this poor girl, anytime anyone would shake her hand, that would happen. So she went outside for a smoke during the intermission and just every single dude, well, it's Stampede, right? We're coming up,
Yeah.
hey, can I shake your hand, shake your hand? And it was, I don't know, I felt that was a little, it probably destroyed her for like, you know what I mean? It was
Yes.
that.
So how long ago was that? It was quite a while.
Um, Maybe 15 years, 14, 15 years ago.
Okay, so we both know that was socially acceptable 15 years ago is
Yeah.
definitely not socially acceptable now. Um, I don't know anybody personally who's doing the orgasm skit anymore, simply because it's sure it feels good, it looks great, like it looks like a person's having a blast. However, I don't want to have an orgasm in front of 100 people. Do you want to have an orgasm in front of 100 people? And so I'm part of a group called ISHO, which is the International Stage Hypnosis Association. And one of the parts of that is ethics. And well, the ethics of embarrassing anybody is you have to be a pretty shitty person, to be honest, to embarrass people on purpose.
Yeah.
That's why I keep my show clean. Yeah, I have men giving birth, but it's not embarrassing. It's not graphic in any way. Um, I have people do stupid stuff, and people say, well, that's way too PG. Well, here's the thing about that. Why don't I do a dirty show? Because it's embarrassing. Why would I do that when I can get paid a lot from a corporation to go do a corporate hypnosis show instead of going to the local bar and doing a dirty hypnosis show and getting $150? You gotta weigh your pros and cons here.
Yeah.
And I've built a 20-year career doing clean shows. My very first year is the only time I ever did the orgasm skit, and that was 20 years ago. So
Wow.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry
So
if I'm getting too ethical
no,
and
not
the
at all.
ethics of it.
It's
It's just
great. It's
yeah.
interesting to think about too, because that was ironically one of the last times he was ever at the Stampede. So I don't know if, and they don't come there anymore. But I remember seeing you mentioned school shows. Remember when I was in like grade 9 or 10, the Great Ravine came to our high school, and I thought it
Hmm.
was one of the coolest things I'd ever seen. Because one
Yep.
of our teachers got up there and they made them, he just made them do all this ridiculous stuff. Nothing dirty or anything. Obviously, it was a high school.
Yep.
But just that, my goodness, I'd forgotten all about that until right now.
Well, you think about it. There's a lot of bars out there that pay that $150, but there's also a lot of high schools that on a Tuesday afternoon, when the hypnotist isn't doing anything else, books an assembly show. So I'd rather make a couple $1,000 on a Tuesday afternoon than go work on a weekend when I should be doing other things for cheap. So yeah.
Have you ever had anyone get stuck in like one of those key words or something that had to come back to you?
So there's a big myth out there that you can get stuck in hypnosis, and it's impossible. It
Okay.
does not happen. Um, so So the only way you could actually get stuck in hypnosis is if you died, literally while you were hypnotized. Um, Hypnosis, how it works is you and me both go in and out of hypnosis all the time, all day, every single day. And I'll give you some examples. Uh, have you ever watched a TV show and you watch it for like 3 hours and then you try to recall what you actually watched and it's just not there?
Mm.
Like you don't remember the episodes, you don't remember what happened unless somebody reminds you. So what has happened is you've disassociated away from that and you've completely forgotten it. And that's a form of hypnosis. Another example is when you drive down the highway and you just kind of fade out completely and you still reach your destination, you still do all the stuff, but you don't remember the trip at all. And it's just gone. That's hypnosis.
Hmm.
You can't get stuck in that. You cannot get stuck in a formal hypnotic trance. It just doesn't happen. What you can do with formal hypnosis is you can create anchors, which it's one of these. So press your fingers together and you'll feel proud of yourself, or press your index finger and your middle finger together and you'll feel more confident, that type of thing. And usually you add a keyword. So for this, I've personally put in the keyword of confidence. So as I squeeze that together, I close my eyes and I say confidence, 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 and I get more confidence from that. Other things you can do with hypnosis is there's a way you can relive your memories and desensitize yourself to specific things. For instance, phobias specifically. There is it's called a fast phobia cure, and usually it brings a phobia from 8 down to 2 within about 15 minutes, which is insane, right? But it works. So yeah, you cannot get stuck, but it is super useful for so many things. And if your viewers are watching and you want hypnotherapy, I don't do hypnotherapy because I don't like humans. Sorry. Uh, no, I don't like dealing with other people's problems. I just do the stage stuff because I enjoy it. But if you are looking for hypnotherapy, I have highly skilled hypnotherapists that I refer out for those specific things. So, uh, Sean Kostick from Sask Hypnosis, he does online sessions. There's a whole bunch of other ones that do sessions, and let me tell you, you can change your life if you're actually ready, but you have to be ready for it to work. So, yeah. Sorry for going into commercial there,
Not at
Dave. I
all.
apologize.
It's all good. Um, would you rather hypnotize 100 cats or a really stubborn politician?
This begs two questions. Is that can you hypnotize animals? Yes, you can hypnotize animals. Uh, Secondarily, actually, it's catalepsy that you can do with animals. It's like when you put the chicken head under its wing and it falls asleep, that type of thing, or you draw a line straight out from in front of a chicken and it just passes out and it won't move from that spot. Um, the answer is the cats, because I'll be honest, there are no good politicians, not a single effing one. They are all crooks.
Amen to that.
That's a bad take on it, but I will tell you, I don't trust a single one of them.
So cats it is. Cats it is.
Cats, it is.
Okay, couple more questions here. If you could hypnotize any celebrity, alive or dead, whose mind would you like to get inside?
Uh, whose mind would I like to get inside? Um, I know a few celebrities, and that's the problem. Some of them are actually my friends. Um, I would like to hypnotize Katy Perry, uh, specifically to help her with her relationship skills.
We'll just leave that one right there. I appreciate that answer. Some of my listeners don't, but if you don't, hey,
Hey,
go watch Jan Arden's podcast or something. But
no, she was with Russell Brand. She was with a whole bunch of dudes that are just douches. So, and yeah, also to like bald men. I hypnotize her to like bald men and get rid of the hair people. Uh,
so if someone wants to find you or have you at their work, what's the easiest way to get a hold of
so for
Mr. Jesse Lewis?
Okay, so hypnotistjesselewis.com is the easiest way for you to contact me. And I know you've got a worldwide audience. And believe it or not, I have a whole group of hypnotists I work with worldwide. There's about 60 of us that I help book shows. So comedyhypnotistgroup.com on that for like US and worldwide, but hypnotistjesselewis.com specifically for Canada. Yeah.
Beautiful.
And if you want therapy, you got to
Have
reach
you
out.
ever done a show in Newfoundland?
I have not done a show in Newfoundland. I get contacted out for shows out there all the time. I actually have three people that I work with out there that I book them shows as well. So yeah,
Beautiful.
it,
That's my home province. So I was just wondering if you ever had ever been out there.
I
Um,
actually had a guy just do 19 shows out there. I helped him book a tour with a bunch of legions and stuff. So
oh,
yeah,
beautiful, beautiful.
yeah, he did the work himself. I didn't book him personally, but he did the work himself to do the outreach, and I'm so amazed at what he did. So yeah.
Awesome. Well, Man, that was really informative. I learned a lot today, and thanks for coming on with me. I got one more question for you, how I end all my shows. But yeah, everyone check the links down there in the description. Go get in touch with Jesse if you want to have him come to your work, or if you're a hypnotist in another part of the world, reach out and I'll make some magic happen. Um, you ready for this?
I don't know what the question is. What is it?
It's just my stupid way that I end every episode, but I don't think you're my first guest from Saskatchewan, so this could be interesting. But a 100-meter pigeon carrying contest. How many pigeons could you fit in your arms and still have left in your arms at the end of the 100-meter race?
Alive or dead?
They're live. They're live, but they're tame pigeons.
I actually know a guy that used to raise pigeons and sold them to restaurants. Uh, yeah, yeah. Um, so I know how big they are, and are they tame? Like they're a tame pigeon because tame pigeons are substantially smaller than regular sized pigeons. Did you
Yeah,
know
they're
that?
they're they're tame pigeons.
I could carry eight and I'd be left with four.
Okay, that'll put you in about the top. Well, the most common answer is five. So you're about in the mid 30% mark there with all my
Okay.
guests. So that's now I'm trying to figure out why someone's selling pigeons to restaurants.
It was legal here at the time, and it was the same as anything, and you can guess where they went. So, uh,
Wow, you really
um,
learn something new every day, and that's mine for about a month. I think I'm good for learning anything new.
I do want to say that even if you don't need a show, I would highly appreciate anybody that watches to go just like my Facebook page. It would help my business tremendously. I actually only have 200 followers there because I only do really corporate work and school work. So you don't get a lot of followers from that. So it would help. So that's
Have
my
you ever
heartfelt please.
my daughter made me join TikTok, and this is years ago, but I've met so many guests on there. There's so many cool people in like recovery and weight loss, which I'm a part of. Are you on there? Have you ever like thought of posting some little funny clips on there?
I have. So generally what I'm doing now is posting event planning tips because that is my target market. It is event planners, right?
Yeah.
But I am on TikTok. I've had one video with 250,000 views where I asked the Canadians, yeah, bad Americans. No. No, but I asked the Canadians to talk about Fraggle Rock to help a guy in Ontario because he was saying Fraggle Rock is our password. So I got 250,000 views on that, and I am on TikTok otherwise. Had some $30,000 or 30,000 view videos and stuff like that, but nothing huge. Most are in that same as everybody else, 250 range that nobody likes.
You know what's funny? Just one more thing. I made a TikTok for my dog. She's a black lab. And maybe a month ago, I put this post up that my dog was looking to start a gang and to send me your dog photos. And that thing has 590,000 views and like
Holy.
16,000 pictures. And it's still going. And I'm like, here, I posted about the podcast. Okay, 30 views. Yeah, let's go. But hey, it's dogs, right? Everyone loves animals. So
uh, 20 years ago or 15 years ago, there was this big, oh, it's just cat videos on YouTube. And that's what it was. But
yeah,
the internet's never really changed. There's sex, there's some education, and there's dogs and cats. That's about it. Uh,
yeah.
so yeah.
I'm not mad. I'm not mad though. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to say one nice thing to one person every day for this year. You can change someone's life. And go check out all Jesse's links in the bottom there. And yeah, go see maybe you have them at your work.
Thank you so much, everybody.